Yo, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to YouTube video on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about Warzone Season 5. A lot of things happen in this update. I actually think this is one of the best updates Call of Duty's done in a long time. Superstore returns to Big Map and Urzikstan. There's a bunch of WWE characters in the Battle Pass and in bundles available later in the season. And there's some pretty cool finishing moves with them as well. There's like one with a steel chair with like the announcer from WWE commentating over it. And of course, the big thing, meta changes that are going to shape Warzone for the next couple of weeks, maybe even months. It was honestly a pretty crazy update, and I honestly have just played for like fucking 10 hours straight, and actually have had a lot of fun on Big Map, which is something that hasn't happened in a long time. Alright, let's go straight into the buffs and the nerfs. First things first. The buffs and the nerfs aren't crazy on any side. I haven't seen a gun where I thought, wow, this buff is going to change it. I don't think the nerfs are also that bad. So the MCW, got lower torso modifier increased to 1.1 from 1x. So it makes it the same TTK as upper torso and arms. The MCW is actually, from when the start of Warzone came out with these MW3 guns, from like the worst gun in the game by far to now like closer and closer to meta, and maybe even meta viable. I'm not entirely sure if it's meta viable just yet. The SVA got a max damage range, and I think that the SVA is a meta contender and maybe meta right now. I'm not entirely sure what's meta just yet. I really like the SVG, but it is like new, so who really knows quite yet. But I think the SVG is really good. The BAL also got buffed from its max damage range, or a huge buff, but then it also got a bunch of recoil nerfs. So like, it's still not good. The BAL is still not good. MTZ got its near damage range increase, which just continues to buff this gun, which is just insane. The M4 got its damage range from MW2, which is kind of interesting. They're kind of trying to get more and more MW2 guns back into the thick of things. The BAS-P got its stuff increased by 4 meters. The TAC-V from MW2 got its leg modifier increased, which is really weird. Now, over to the SMGs, the AMR-9 got its max damage range increased from 12.7 to 10.67. Near damage range increased from 21.59 up from 17.78. FGX Horus, max damage range decreased. So you're like, uh-oh, that's not very good. Which it isn't. 2 meter drop off on its max damage range is not good. Near mid damage range decreased again, another 3 meters. That's not good. Mid damage range, again, even more decreased. But its sprint to fire time, 20 milliseconds better, is insanely good buff for the FGX Horus. Like, that gun was on the brink of being just as good as the Superior, in my opinion. It was the #2 sub last season. And yes, the range on it gets worse, but you're using the SMG for close range. So if the sprint to fire is getting better on that gun, it's only getting better. WSP-9 gets a leg multiplier nerf. Again, still one of the best SMGs in the game, but... And then, one of my most favorite updates they've done, the Mini-Bach. A bunch of different changes to it, including minimal damage range, max damage range, near mid damage range, torso increased, arm and hand modifiers. And I'm definitely going to give this a new try when the season comes out, and give it like an actual shot in MW3. Same with the P90, the Vel, and the Vaznev all got buffs as well, which are going to make them good. Bruin got buffed another 5 minutes on its max damage range. Holger got a little bit of a nerf. I don't know if it's going to be as good. I don't think a lower torso modifier really changes as much as people would like the Holger to get nerfed, but is what it is. Pull him on. TAC Eradicator, TAC Evolver, I don't even know how to say that. All of these kind of got nerfed and buffed and changed a little bit, but not crazy changers. I think another huge change of the season is the Reclaimer 18. I thought that shotgun was really broken, especially in Rebirth. And I mean, they fixed a change with it and increased the rate of fire, which I thought, personally, as someone who doesn't like shotguns, it's a pretty bad change in my opinion. But It is what it is. It's a new gun in the battle pass that they had last season, so they want people to buy bundles with it. And I think there's a black site thing with it. That's normally what they do. Broadside got a nerf on its conversion kit. The pistols got changed. This core 45 pistol change is the worst. If you spawn in Superstore or on Big Map with that pistol, it is terrible. Land on a chest. You cannot fight off spawn with that pistol anymore. It is terrible. You will lose every time. Core 45 went from being my favorite spawn pistol, and I thought it was insanely broken, to being the worst starter pistol I've ever seen in my entire life. I would rather use the Deagle. It is so bad. They also nerfed the sledgehammer, different stuff like that. That is all the Warzone changes we have. Again, some of this WWE skins are in the game, but not much. Not much changes with that. A cool WWE mode is in multiplayer and W3 if you guys are interested in that. It's like a bunch of different game modes where it like changes up every time. So it's pretty fresh. Not really. I don't really see how it's like WWE orientated in the sense of like I thought they were gonna add like a ring map where there was gonna be like a ring in the middle, but it doesn't seem like they did anything like that. But two other big changes, the two new guns in the battle pass this season. You're going to need 40 tokens to unlock both of those. It is the static HV SMG. Now I have been using it. I've got it maxed out. I've played probably like a bunch of games with it. I think it's very good. I haven't compared it to the Superior yet. I bet a lot of people out there have. But I think it's viable, and I think it's one of the more fun SMGs to use. It reminds me a lot of like the Swarm with more control. I don't know how to explain that, but the build I'm using right now, it's like shoots very fast. It reminds me of the Swarm in the sense, but it doesn't feel like you run out of ammo as fast. It doesn't feel like you're shooting BB guns as you are with the Swarm right now. It reminds me a lot of Prime Swarm. And I think it is meta viable. It's definitely something that I would like give it a try. But I would first go and unlock the SVG in the Battle Pass. I will be posting a video about the SVG very, very soon. I think it's going to be dominating Warzone and all your lobbies very soon. And it's a very fun gun to shoot and use. Like, to me, I really enjoyed the SVG in Vanguard. I thought it was a very satisfying gun to get kills. And in Warzone, even like Caldera and Rebirth back then, I enjoyed using it. But in this game, it is really, really good. It hits really, really hard. It's actually pretty good close range. The rate of fire, it's a little bit shaky. It's the SVG, but it hits harder than any gun in this game by far. I don't even think like the Holger hits as hard. I think the STG is meta. They also added a spear melee and a Torque 35 like crossbow looking launcher. Wait, it's from Cold War? I don't know. I don't even know. But this season, I think it's a really W. Load in, give it a try, go use the new guns, and have fun with your boys. Watch the end of this game, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.